Alright, good day everybody, welcome to the stream. You're looking at the result of yesterday's final design session for FULGORA. Of course there's going to be an even finaler design session where we do the stuff we skipped, but in practice this is going to be our FULGORAN base. We've got the 6 trains coming in on this side, splitting off the stuff that goes into the trash. The other stuff goes into science preparation, and then science is being made here. And then from this side there's another half of the production over there. And that together should be 1800 SPM. I'm not gonna gloss over that too much, because that's what we did yesterday. But that means we are ready to go to FULGORA. We know how the base is gonna look like. It's gonna look like Cthulhu on the left side versus Kraken on the right side. We're gonna have an epic battle and fight it out. One thing we didn't do, which I wanted to do now, is check how much power this base uses. So we were running on an infinite energy network before. Currently we are still doing that, but I set it up so that we can switch off global electric network. I added the power poles. And the mining islands have individual generators for now. So we are actually running on power, except I forgot that my power networks are not connected here. So let's just quickly do that. We'll grab some of these to tie everything together. Alright, should have prepared that ahead of time. I think that's the entire thing. Let's check. That's about 600 megawatts. If the other side is also about 600 megawatts, it should be connected. That's also about 600 megawatts. 27 rare EM plants. 27 rare EM plants. Alright, so the entire power network is connected. So we are using about 600 megawatts. It will be a little bit more once we also send rocket parts to the lab. So let's say we need 1 gigawatt to run this base. We've got a lot of space for accumulators still, I hope. Though that we can, with these rare lightning towers, with their 32% efficiency, I hope that can catch enough lightning strikes to also charge 1 gigawatt of power for bridging the daytime. But I guess we'll find it out some other time. I got the blueprints ready. We got the rail network over here. And we've got the base. So we just need to figure out how we're gonna do that. But that's gonna be the second part of the stream. In the first part of the stream, we're actually going to be preparing for Biolabs. I ran some more tests and I decided on how to do it with making Biolabs and rare productivity modules. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to quickly make 2000 bioflux on Gleba once the Biolabs and productivity module 3 technologies are complete. And I'm just going to capture 20 nests on Novis, give them each 100 bioflux. And if we run that test, it's not going to look as neatly as this because I don't have placeable spawners. But we're going to be making Biolabs. But regular quality Biolabs only. So regular bite racks all go into Biolabs over here. And we're just gonna hope for rare ones. If we don't get a rare one, we'll recycle it. And recycling Biolabs yields Biolabs. So it doesn't break into its parts, it just breaks into Biolabs. So that makes this method very simple and easy. I need 32 Biolabs, so I'm switching off Biolab creation once I got 32 rare ones. We've got one already. So that is how we're gonna get our rare Biolabs. Out of the 5 eggs that come out of each cycle, 4 go in the recycler over here. The normal bio, 1 just goes straight onto the belt, 4 go into the recycler. That all goes up here. Any egg that is uncommon quality or above goes into this side, where we are trying to make Mark III productivity modules from the uncommon biter eggs. Again, with the upcycling and trashing everything that is a uncommon result. And of course we've got the rare eggs going in here. So we need to collect some chests of things. I made a shopping list for that. That's one of the things we need to do. 10k uncommon blue chips, 10k uncommon red chips, 8k modules of the uncommon quality, and then also a smaller quantity of rare material. So that's actually pretty cheap. We are gonna get most of our Mark III productivity modules out of uncommon ingredients and just quality moduled machines. That is the plan. So this can run for quite a while. So let's do the mouse over hover thing. I guess we can see how many biolabs have gotten made over here. Bioflux amount is in the mouse over here. So it is quite random when we get 32 biolabs. The chance for a rare one is small. So there is a lot of variance in how fast we are making those. At the moment we have 32 rare biolabs, the assembler switch off. And we are gonna feed the rare eggs onto here. Or we're gonna feed all of the eggs to here as well. Which will cause a little bit of a queue, but hopefully not enough of a queue to actually let the eggs explode into biters. Bioflex has a freshness of 2 hours, I think, and I forgot how long it takes to go in here, but I think if I could get... We'll see how fresh this is at the end. Okay, 26 biolabs. That is fairly fast. Normally it takes about 2/3 of the bioflux to get to 32 rare labs. So this is a good example what happens if we're lucky, I suppose. Alright. And it's still working. The moment we get 32 it will stop. Okay, it stopped. It has stopped working now. These eggs are spoiling, which is not good. So I got an inserter here. So basically what I need to do is get those biter eggs out of here. So those need to go in the trash slots, and I can do that remotely by just copying any other recipe on there. Not from editor mode, from map view. And then the biter eggs will get deleted from the machine. The rest will stay in there, which is fine. So that way I don't get those eggs to explode. Now all the eggs go into modules, which means we're gonna get a queue. We already got a nice amount of modules there. Let's check the queue. We have made 480 Mark III productivity modules already, so that's a nice result. I cannot open both at the same time. So there is still 40 bioflux left over. Let's speed it up again. We have eggs on the left side as well. Those should get prioritized, but we will get a... We are gonna get a queue here. Or are we? I think we get a little bit of a queue in there, but not enough to cause any trouble, I think. 37 bioflux remaining. Let's go maximum speed. The drawback, or like the main issue, it's not really an issue, but it is a little bit unfortunate. That means I'm going to be making all of my biolabs from common ingredients, which means our entire effort to get all of the rare uranium-235 to make our 32 biolabs are gonna be in vain. We're not gonna be using it. And I have no idea what else we can do with it, so it's just gonna sit there in a chest, I suppose. Okay, 10 bioflux left over. We have 14 eggs in there, but because fresh eggs are getting added on top of that, we should be okay still. Let's check the last bioflux, how fresh it still is. Alright, so we gotta get that bioflux to Navis quite quickly. It's okay if we don't do the... If it rots away, it's fine. We don't really need to extract all of it. I saw something there. Where did that guy come from? Ah, it came from my inventory probably. Because I picked up some out of the first assembler. Right, so these are gonna be done. Which means they're gonna be transforming back into regular biter bases. and we don't get the last one every time. Which in the real playthrough, those are just gonna be blocked off by walls still, so let's just delete them for now. Alright, and now we just need to make sure that these eggs get consumed. Before they spoil. This is quite a lucky roll. We got the Biolabs early, so it's fairly important that those don't spoil. Alright. I think that's the last ones. Alright, and since we only require one biter egg per module, that should stop the entire system. There should be no biter eggs anywhere. We have used most of our resources, so the amounts I am supplying are about right. Maybe a little bit too much, but if I undersupply, the biter eggs are gonna explode. So now is the moment of truth. How many rare Mark III productivity modules am I getting out of that 2000 bioflux worth of biter eggs next to the 32 biolabs? That's 550 in here and 500 in there. That's over 1000 Mark III productivity modules of rare quality. That is a surprisingly high amount. Of course, it does cost a lot of ingredients with the uncommon chips which we're doing, but still. That is way more generous than I had thought it to be. I already knew it was going to be generous because I ran the experiment already, but I was pretty surprised by it. I got the blueprint for that one as well, I think. I don't exactly know where I put it. I predicted to get about 800 productivity modules, so this was a pretty lucky roll. The earlier we get these 32 biolabs, the more biter eggs go into modules. So that's how we're going to get the Mark III productivity modules for Gleba. And since our design, let's see, we have about 200 to 250 Mark III productivity modules in there. It's not entirely true. The mining islands also use 16 apiece, and we got 12 mining islands, so that's another 200. So we're going to need 400 to 500 productivity module Mark IIIs for FULGORA, which it looks like we're going to be producing reliably. Whoop is really cooking with the... and they added the biter eggs. Thanks for the 100 bits. And for rejoining on the Patreon. Thanks a bunch. Is there any reason you're not recycling all common eggs and just use uncommon in Biolab production? It's less efficient because... first of all, the reason why I want to make common Biolabs... Let's load that back one more time. The reason why I want to make common biolabs is then I also need common ingredients for the rest. I just need common labs, common refined concrete, and most importantly common capture bot rockets. Those take 20 bioflux each, which is... it is going to be pretty hard to reliably get rare bioflux to make bot rockets, I think. So I opted to just keep stuff easy. I'm just gonna set up some regular bioflux to Novice to make the bot rockets before we research all the technologies. We can prepare all the bot rockets; those won't spoil anymore. And yeah, and then we can just do the rest on Novice. We can prepare all the other parts fairly easy. And we get the added benefit of getting the productivity modules out of there. All of these things are not really expensive. Except maybe the uranium. I do have another results save over here. Here I was less lucky. We got like 900 something. This is still a pretty lucky roll actually. So we got 900 out of there. And we're projected to need 400 to 500. I guess we'll also use them on Aquilo. But that's for later, worry. The main drawback of this is the amount of biolabs you're making. If we look over here, we have made 1,500 biolabs, which means we need 4,500 uranium-235. See, that's not true. That's not true. Or is it? Because we're also consuming biolabs when we are recycling them, I suppose. We should look at how many... I don't know exactly what to look for. I made a shopping list though, which is gonna be enough. I took the numbers from here. We consumed 3,476 capture bot rockets, so I'm gonna make 4,000. That should be enough even if I'm unlucky with the biolabs. That means I need... the drawback then is... Wait, we need 4,000 capture bot rockets. So we need 80,000 bioflux. So... we'll probably need to set up some bioflux shipping to Novis to automate making capture bot rockets for a while, like a temporary automation kind of thing. But we cannot actually make them until we research captivity. Where is my actual end of stream save, the last one? Is it this one? I think it's that one. Not that I'm replaying a couple hours soon. Best strat for rare bioflux is upcycling capture bot rockets. Ah, okay, that would require about the same amount of normal bioflux, I suppose. Maybe. Yeah, probably about the same. Alright, so we're at the beginning of researching captivity in the playthrough, which is going to take 7.5 hours. That will unlock the capture bot rockets, but obviously we cannot store up the bioflux ahead of time. That needs to be produced live after we have the technology, or it will spoil. We can though collect all the steel processing units and flying robot frames. After that we are going to unlock the Biterex by capturing a nest, and then we can start researching biolabs, which means we need to wait with the capture bot rocket X cycle stuff until we have biolabs and productivity module Mark III researched. That's another 1.3 million signs, so that's another 9 to 10 hours, I would say. Probably 10 hours. So in total we have 17 to 18 hours to go. In this stream we're gonna prepare the stuff for making the capture bot rockets and the biolabs as far as we can, and maybe up some production for that. I'm gonna take a break around 5:30. That's about 3 hours from now. 2 hours 75. 2 hours 45 minutes. I'm gonna take a break, and then a couple hours later I'll be back, and then we'll be preparing to go to FULGORA, where we'll spend the majority of those 18 hours building the base we started with. That is the master plan for this point in time. So, enough ado. Let's grab the last save. I think it's this one. And start cooking. Alright. The main problem with my logistics network is I've got tons and tons and tons of uncommon and rare stuff. But if we look like regular quality advanced circuits, okay, I have some. But I got in the millions of uncommon ones. I got like a couple K of normal ones. I got 41K rares, 2K common. Bot frames. I haven't got any common bot frames at all. I'm not collecting those. But we do need those to make the common capture bot rockets. So I'm going to have to... I guess I'm going to have to leech that off of Yellow Science production. Because bot frames is the bottleneck for Yellow Science production. We're gonna have to store 4K of those. I think we have enough science. 747K is more than 60% of a million. Does productivity module Mark III also require the yellow ones? No, that doesn't require the yellow ones. Alright, so we can safely stop Yellow Science for 4000 bot frames. Alright. Yeah, so let's do that. We need to make 4000 capture bot rockets. I have never used those things. I have used those things once to unlock tech in my first playthrough. No idea where those things are. Looks like here. So we need 4000 of those, 8000 of those, 8000 of those, and this later. That's the easiest part to prepare, I suppose. So, sure. Yellow Science will be interrupted for a bit. I think I'm just gonna leech them off over here. $4,000. That's 2 chests worth. Forgive me. And make sure I'm grabbing most of them. I don't foresee needing more bot frames after that. So we'll just hook it up to here and only enable them if bot frames in total is less than 4K. And then the rest can go in science. Alright, so Yellow Science will stop producing. So what is next? Let's skip a number. Collecting for bot frames 4K. Sorry, collecting for bot rockets. Capture bot rockets. 4K bot frames. Alright, fairly easy. I want to keep the quality modules in since the yellow science rebuild is upon us after FULGORA. And then the entire quality build is going to disappear. And I will have to do with what I have on Navi. So for now it's just all going to stay quality. I do want to keep producing quality bots. I have no idea if I will be needing them at some point. But if I'll be needing them, it's hard to make quality on command in large numbers. We need 8k steel and 8k processing units. I think I should use requester chests. We have 8k steel, that seems... Yeah, we have 500k steel, so we don't need to worry about steel. We can simply request some. Exactly. Well, maybe we're going to be hand feeding that. We also need the bot frames. We don't have those, but that should be fine. I'm not going to add bot frames to the network. Alright, and the last thing we need is blue chips. Apparently, yeah, I don't have them. I have only 2k. I'm gonna steal them from the rocket silo area. My logistics are not on. Alright, let me just grab this slightly balanced. Whoa. This armor is a little bit too fast for my own good. So this is full, so it's alright, we can steal that. Especially now that yellow sign is not producing. We're also not consuming blue chips or low density structures over there. Alright, so let's capture bot rockets. Less the bioflux. We don't have bioflux, but we will need 80,000 of the things. Sure. That's the bot rocket's complete. Now we need to work on the stuff for the Biolabs. The other stuff for the Biolabs. Which is regular things. So we got 4,000 of those. That means we need 2,000 labs, I think. How am I gonna make 2,000 labs? Again, I have 11k gears. I guess I do have a lot of electronic circuits. But how much iron do I have? 696. Not 696k, no. 696. All right. We need more iron. 2000 labs, that requires like 72,000 iron worth of regular components. So let us maybe add some regular quality stuff to the network. We got foundries here. Let's use some rare inserters. So these only work if we've got enough iron in these tanks. Then we are producing belts, so I can safely also produce iron from here. These inserters are all hooked up to the power network, so let's also hook this guy up. We're reading the Roboport network, so we can say only if we have less than... There we go, 600 iron plates. Only if we have less than... Let's go 100k. We'll be adding iron to the network from these foundries, slowly. Guess we can do the same up here. Let's speed up things a little. That one is going to be specifically for iron. All right. Can fit one more. All right. We are adding iron to the network now. It's not super fast, but I think that's gonna be fast enough for... That's 8 iron per second. I think that will be fine for mole purposes. I guess we can do the same for gears. Iron gear. If you have less than... You only really need gears when you do nuclear plants, right? Let's go 50k on that. We'll add one to every... to make it symmetric. Alright. So that is iron gears, and I guess electronic circuits need to be added as well. The FULGORA base has not been plopped down yet, no. It's going to be a bit hard to get all the stuff. It's a huge base. Just quickly look at the amounts of stuff we need. I suppose we can produce most of the things on site. We do need to produce stuff which we haven't even made yet, like turbo belts, cliff explosives, not to forget those. Those are not in the blueprint. Productivity module Mark 3s. Even after we build it, we are not ready to switch it on. We need rare lightning rods, ideally. We need a ton of accumulators which are not in here, but those are present on the planet already. We don't need train fuel in there. We will manually fuel the first little bit. But that's a huge shopping list. Okay, which of these are inactive? This guy is inactive. That outputs on that side of the belt. So I'm going to sneakily change over this guy to put green chips in the network. There's no roboport nearby though, so that's less great. I'll plop one down right there. And then we can hook the inserters up. We'll have a cursed yellow belt here, just to pass the signal. And then we'll say enable only if green chippy thing is less than, let's go 200k. So that's gonna keep adding a while. Right, I don't have copper added to the base. To the base stuff. I cannot really do that. Can I? Okay, this one is sometimes inactive at least. So maybe I can. Let's add 2 of them. So we're alternating between here and here. So I guess we're gonna be using these more. We don't need a lot of copper. 50k. Let's just do one inserter. I don't trust that. We are not stealing too much from science production if I do it too fast. So we'll keep it going as such. So copper is added as well. We don't have everything added. We don't have stone and coal, but I think we're gonna be fine. We just need to craft some things. If we need it, we can add it later. So now we can do labs. Regular quality labs. Sure, efficiency modules. And we need 2,000 of the things. Wait a second, I got 1,000 over here. But those are my museum. I'm not gonna touch those. Alright. $2,000 labs. That's gonna be 200 stacks worth of labs. Alright, I don't want to overproduce labs, so I think what I'll do is I just will simply deactivate this one and put 2 new ones there. That is 4 chests full. That should give me all but 40 labs. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's a spaceship. Yeah, we are a little bit vulnerable still. It's the same walls which have gotten destroyed before. It would be great if we had the time to research a laser damage upgrade, but that's going to be post Biolabs. The ship will have to survive until then. This is the first 2 walls that got lost on this ship. Okay, there goes the signs. So let's check. We should get all of that immediately. Probably from here. Yeah, from here. So 7 launches. And then the ship will immediately depart again to Gleba. 7 rockets though. We might need to launch fuel cells up as well. So maybe I need 8 dedicated rocket silos for Gleba to ensure it gets delivered on the first launch. On the other hand, I think I'm slightly too fast. So our Gleban science buffer should be able to compensate for a couple seconds of slower delivery once every blue moon. It's weird to speak about Gleban science buffer, but the buffer is the freshness. So it arrives pretty fresh, but since I'm not consuming all the science, it's gonna be waiting on the belt until it's at the point where we are bringing as much science packs in at the freshness. They have deteriorated to the freshness to consume all of the science packs. I think that will go automatically. Sounds a bit weird, but if we are shipping in 2600 science a minute, let's say, we will be consuming 2600 science a minute at some point, because the science packs that are now too fresh are just going to sit in the chest, and then we're going to be consuming more science pack because the science arrives less fresh at the labs. And I think eventually we will reach that 69% freshness instead of 80 something. We'll see if that actually happens, but that's my prediction for now. Yeah, the artillery achievement is pinned. It's just going to stay there for the rest of the playthrough, because it's been the focal point. I've gone to the length of installing a separate Factorio installment to do the filming for the series, because if I delete it, I cannot get it back. Alright, so labs. I think we're just going to be requesting resources then, and that should be all for here. We just let this fill up. And then we have 10 more labs to go. A couple will be in here, and the rest will just complete with handcrafting, of course. So we don't need any circuit conditions on this. We just need to request. We are making yellow belts, actually. And probably tone it down a bit. Alright, that's labs then. $2K labs. Those are used for Biolabs. So we got the bot rocket ingredients complete, the labs complete. The biotracks will come later. Now we just need the uranium and refined concrete. I'm gonna have to automate refined concrete. And a lot of it as well. 2000 labs means 50,000 refined concrete. Oh god. Enough to plaster the base. Okay, and we also need 6,000 uranium-235. I got 6 centrifuges left over in my inventory, so maybe it's as easy as copying this 3 times. Let's have the bots deliver my stuff to me. Okay, that does it. How is it going anyway? So we're not going to be using these, which I painstakingly collected and saved up for making the Biolabs. Getting as far as doing rare Coverix enrichment here. I have no idea why I'm making those, but they're slow to make, so we're just making them. And we have quite a lot of uranium already. We got 5.2k. We need 6k, so we don't have the amount we need just yet. We'll grab 1200, so we can add that to these. Now let me add that last for the scenic effect. And then we just need uranium-238. 12k in my inventory. So I guess we'll do 3k. In there, 3k in there. Some more in here. 6,000. I guess we'll throw 1,500 more in here. So that keeps going a bit longer as well. 2.6k dark rock, so that should be fine. Here we got 3k in the new ones. And then we can just add these. That's extra U235, which we probably wouldn't have needed since we have 20 hours to go. How long have we been refining uranium anyway? About 10 hours. Making about 5.2k in 10 hours time. On 9 a minute. Okay, that's not too much, so let's go. That can run now as well. The rare ones are not running. I'm waiting for Mark III productivity modules. They still have a function. You need them for captive biter spawners if we ever go that way. So we can actually place the biter spawners where we want them. But you know, we got a lot of biter bases close by since it was illegal to destroy them all that time. Alright, that's U235. I guess finally the time has come where I need to set up like a proper setup for concrete. It's been 462 hours. I have lived without automated concrete for 462 hours. Now I need 50k of the stuff. Of the refined stuff even. Which means I need 100k of the unrefined stuff, right? It requires 20 to make 10. I made that mistake before. So fine, we'll set up concrete somewhere. I think that's the Gleba ship again. Looks like we're launching 7 launches worth of stuff every time. I think maybe that's because I added that extra silo. I guess if we upgrade these to Mark III productivity module in the future as well, we should be bringing over less launches and the 7 rocket silo thing will be fine. I just want one big launch per ship arrival to happen, so it spends the minimum amount of time above orbit. Right now we have 7 silos, exclusively for Gleba, in case these are occupied, because an annoying mechanic is that platforms are serviced in the order they were created. So if my giant laser slabs come back and request 60,000 plastics, that's going to keep these silos occupied for like minutes. And the Gleba ship is going to get ignored, and the Gleba ship is going to wait in orbit, and the science is going to stop. So I made 7 rocket silos just for Gleba. These are just for Gleba because it's a separate logistics network. And I'm not sending, that's important, I'm not sending these things anywhere else but Gleba. So these rocket silos can only access these things which are only being sent to Gleba. So that's why these rocket silos can only serve as a Gleba. Well, it looks like we need to do 8 launches at a time sometimes, because the ship needs fuel cells. I'm gonna have productivity module Mark III pretty soon. So maybe I'll just, as a one-time, let's just bring a bunch on board. I have to keep him active on Gleba as well, or I will drop him to the surface. Alright, there was, I remember now. For some reason this ship was not going. It is supposed to, this ship is supposed to bring uranium fuel cells to Gleba. And we have none in the silo right now because my ship is stuck. And my ship is stuck because somebody put a 3000 second wait condition on there. I have no idea why, but that's the way it is. At least this ship is running the intended way with gun turrets. There's that. Alright, so as long as we have enough ammo, we can fly. Even though it's gonna be fairly slow. What am I doing here? Concrete. I was gonna pick this up, I think. We're gonna have to set up concrete like a normal person. That means let's grab all of this. We'll finally make the rocket silo area look nice again. I think I'm right on the edge here where I should not place or deconstruct things. Where am I gonna set up concrete though? There's no water here. We got molten iron. Concrete can be made into one of these things. I don't even have bricks, I think. I don't have bricks incoming. Guess I got bricks from military science. We're leeching off of yellow science already for the bot frames. We might as well leech off of military science for the bricks then. Can we find water nearby? I mean, we got pipes, so we don't actually need it nearby. We got water, we got bricks and molten iron all right here. So maybe we'll just set up concrete production. There's not a lot of space here though. It's gonna be annoying. Alright. That sometimes happens because of the inserter speed limit. Should be okay though. Okay, here comes all the nuclear fuel. the one-time shipment of 500 fuel cells. Means, I guess, yeah, all the silos are active. I guess these are the last fuel cells. Okay, something is wrong with this splitter. We need to sort that out. Now we're still launching more fuel cells. This is not good. I should have LDSs on one side of the belt only to do this. I think that takes priority over making concrete. Let's go there. How to elegantly solve this. I mean, it's easy to solve this, but I think we're not going to be solving it elegantly. All right. Will that sort itself out? Not really. So I guess we'll do this for now. Why by 3? You will have to go for the greater good. That should at least that should solve the issue, and then later we can remove it again. Okay, here we don't have the issue because we had a splitter there already. Alright, good enough. Right, low density structures is not moving. Let's input priority the things that's on the belt. Alright, fine. I'll grab most of it. Okay, here comes the snake. Too much, I cannot fit it. Right, concrete. We're doing concrete. Seems to, we're gonna do it in this area, I think. Temporary setup. Let's just look at the quantities we need. and then at the quantities we have. We need this concrete for making the biolabs directly. We need to make biolabs on Norvis, I think. Just to check the options. Yeah, we need to... I know we need to build them on Norvis. We can make them anywhere. Rocket capacity 1 though. They are not meant to be shipped. Really. Alright, we're gonna do it on Norvis then. A 50k refined concrete means 20k concrete. I mean 10 times, 2 times the concrete. So it's 100k concrete. 100k concrete requires 50k bricks, or like 33,000 bricks if we do it in a foundry, but we have like 1/10 of those bricks. So yeah, we're gonna have to set it up realistically. Let's check the crafting times. This produces 1.33 refined concrete a second. This produces 2 concrete a second. We need a foundry. Let's do the foundry. Concrete. Ah yeah, right. There was this weird thing where this accepts productivity modules. I forgot about that. That should not be possible. I'm not gonna do that. It feels weird. It's not an intermediate product. You do get the 50% productivity bonus from the foundry itself though, which is fine. This makes 6 concrete a second. This eats 2.66 concrete a second. Can we... do something about that? So this makes 3 refined concrete a second. We need 50k refined concrete a second. 16,000 seconds, or in other words 5 hours from a single assembler. That is fast enough, because we need that after like 20 hours or so. Alright, so let's not make things harder than it is. We also won't be leeching off of military science too hard then, if all we need to do is 1 assembler. I guess it's maybe easier even to just do 2 separate assemblers then, with efficiency instead. It's a bit slower. But still only 5 hours or so. Alright, we can literally just leech off of here. I want to do it too nice. No, those should go there. We can. It's a temporary setup, Mike. Come on already. Temporary setup. I'm just gonna make one in the middle here. Like this. Water needs to come from somewhere else. We're just gonna draw that straight through. Kinda makes sense to flip it around then. Let's just do this. Is this a good line for water? No. Trying to find any water. Any water at all? There is no water in the base. I think we're only using it for sulfur. Right. It's gonna be ugly then. The way to do it is just grab it. And then we'll start hoisting it through the setup somehow. Okay, don't worry about the saying. Always look forward, don't look back, and throw the pipes out of your arse. Alright. And then we're gonna connect to that pipe over there for some reason. Why is that? Why does that even exist? Must be like a temporary thing. But those are old pipes. I just never cleaned those up. Starter base because no concrete. Okay, that should do it for the fluids. Now we just need to power it. That will make concrete. Let's grab the two. Oh wait, of course we need the other things in concrete. I think we can supply that by chest perhaps. Am I gonna be using refined concrete for anything else on Norvies? No, no. No, 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 no. So I don't think I'll need to automate more. The mouse battery seems to be empty. I need to go grab a cable. Don't they have one over here? I've kind of boxed myself in. Okay, found one. It's so nice that everything is USB-C these days. So all cables just plug into everything. Not all of them, but you know. Do I have... I can maybe do this. Will that work? It does work. Hey, it's all boy. I'm messing with my mouse cable at the moment. So at least I'm reading chat. It's a pretty solid cable. But we're not fighting biters, so I don't need super precise mouse movement. Alright. So we need to put in 2.66 concrete a second. So that's a 2-inserter job. Water needs to be in here as well. Oh yeah. If we're gonna make it horrible, we'll make it properly horrible. Yeah, that's fine. The question is though, stack size 100. Right, I need 50k of it, so that's like 10 chests full. Less if I use the rare ones. Concrete is being made automatically. We need iron sticks and steel as well. 8 iron sticks. 1 steel. Got molten iron, so what am I worrying about? We can just make that on the spot as well. We are allowed to build at least in that chunk over there. This is getting out of hand a bit now. I think we'll do direct insertion for iron sticks then. I was gonna bring over some chests of iron, but it seems unnecessary now. 1 per second, so that's 1 inserter. We'll just add another separate pipe over here, so we can just delete it later on. That's the sticks, and then steel, I suppose it's gonna be somewhat similar. We need not a lot of steel. I could bring steel over for 50k refined concrete. It's 5,000 steel to make 50k. I think I'm gonna do that. And then we'll feed out the refined concrete and store it in some chests. That is going to be the plan. The other armor. Let's just go grab 5k steel. Alright, that's 5k steel. One more time check. 5k steel becomes 50k refined concrete. 50k refined concrete is what we need to make 2000 biolabs, right? If we are doing it by chest, we gotta be sure. Seems to be okay. So that should make exactly 50k refined concrete then. And then we'll just store it in 12 chests or something. We're making it at 1.33 items a second, which is exactly 2 of these inserters worth. So if the last chest has 2 inserters, production should always keep flowing. A light. And I think we are ready to switch it on then. Can the rest go off one power line? It can. In 5 hours time. A little over 5 hours. So here we go. Here refined concrete is getting made. Put on the belt, put in the chests. Now we can, on the power pole, have a mouse over of how much refined concrete is in the chests from remotely. Alright, not horrible at all. So, good stuff. Stop it. Go away. We go away. Leave it alone, it will do its thing. Once we need it, it will be ready. It's more than 5 hours before captivity completes, let alone the Biolabs itself. So good, that completes the shopping list, right? Let's check once more. We did take care of uranium with the extra U-235 Overix enrichment stuff. That's working. We took care of the refined concrete just now. We took care of the 2000 labs, which are gonna be put in here. How many labs are we making? 10 per minute. Okay, that's 200 minutes for the labs to make 2000 of them. So that's 3 hours. 3.5 hours. So that's that's inside what we need as well. And then the capture bot rockets, we need 4000. We have 8k steel, 8k blue chips. Maybe the 4k robot frames are done. Like collected, I mean. I see yellow signs going again, so it appears that we should have enough robot frames then. I think it's fast enough to not worry about. That's 2400. Alright, that's exactly 4k. So we are completely finished with the shopping list. That is our capture bot rockets. Now we just need to buy a flux and then we can make them. The labs go in here, uranium goes in there and concrete goes in there. I'm so scared I'm missing something. So excuse me while I check this for the 16th time. That's all the parts, right? Just to buy the racks. Alright. Let me save right next to here. Shopping list complete. Biolabs and bot rocket shopping list complete for as far as it goes. So what do we do now? 3 streams in 1 week? Yeah. It's early Christmas, I suppose, then. If you want to state it like that. Well, this is the last weekend I'll be streaming from a home connection. So I decided to throw 1 extra in, because it's going to be a little bit less in the upcoming weeks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 20 hours. It's 1000 times science cost, so it goes pretty slow. We basically have a 2.1 science per minute base at the moment. We're like almost as fast as Derek from Team McIntyre's recent video where he had the Everything Spoils base, where he had 3 science per minute to research rocket silo. We have the same thing basically. We have the same base. This is the same base. Where did I leave my stuff now? Okay, it's not too far away, apparently. Let's rebalance the inventory. That's always a good thing to do before starting something new. There's two options. We can start preparing for FULGORA, or we can figure out how we're going to make the bot rockets and how we're going to do the biter egg handling. We need to build a lot for that. We're going to need to build in the forbidden chunks partially. So maybe we want to... Maybe we just want to find one giant nest, which has like 20 spawners in there, and where we can take out the eggs somehow. Hopefully, but not too many. Do captive biter spawners produce pollution? I don't think so, right? It's kind of important if we're going to be mining that close by. Oh yeah, I also noticed this last time. I pasted this one not completely. So this mine is running with a lot less efficiency modules. So instead of running at 10 pollution a minute, this mining drill is outputting 120 pollution a minute all by itself. And the effects are visible, just missing a single one. We are not really polluting biters. But there's definitely a big difference compared to the other mining patches, which have a pretty tiny field. So maybe we will keep it thematic and stay with the captivity biolab part for this part of the stream. We can prepare for FULGORA in the evening. We're gonna have 4 streams this week, if you count it like that, because my break is gonna be 2.5 hours or so, so I won't leave the stream running in that time. Right, so what do we need then? We need this one. I guess we should collect the stuff we need. This part we can just build as is. This part, of course, is not going to be a nice grid. We need 20 recyclers, we need the quality modules. We need to somehow group them per 5 into feeding into a Biolab machine. But the belting is, of course, going to be a bit different. But I suppose a good start would be to just paste that into a requester chest and see what happens. Prep the Biolab build is our next step. We gotta keep editing Mike in the loop. Alright, so now we just wait and see what the bots bring us, and more importantly, what they don't bring us. Don't biter bases consume pollution when creating eggs? Do they? They might. I think I read somewhere some -1 pollution a minute. Was that on the captive biter spawners? It's not the Biolabs. The Biolabs create a lot of pollution, right? Cold coffee. Right, looks like these guys are done. Unfortunately, the bots failed to bring me an electric energy interface or infinity chest, so fine then. I'll figure something else out. For the rest, we don't have a rare EM plant. We do have the uncommon ones, but I'm not carrying a rare EM plant either. these are no longer running all the time, so perhaps I can... We can make those run slower. Where is my EM plant stock? I got my logistics slot still on. But I don't have that many in general. I do have more uncommons on the ship. So once the ship comes back, we can technically request more. Okay, we'll just downgrade those so we have some rare ones again. Maybe we also stop requesting stuff to all these chests over here. Alright. And then we can reset the recipes as well. That should throw everything. In the active providers there. Alright. Looks like some bots are still on the way. I just deconstruct the chest and put them back for good measure. That way all the ongoing deliveries get interrupted. Okay. So now I do have my rare EM plant. What else is red? Okay, the captive biter spawners are red. That I think the rest we have everything. So let's just grab it. And we'll grab some extra belts and we'll head off, I suppose. Let's do red belts. Alright. I have my trash slot still. Now we need to find a suitable location to build it. Where to build? Where to build? That's a great question. I guess we don't want to use any of our biter zoos because they will stop consuming the pollution. 38 nests, 22 biter bases. Wait. Oh, I remember now. I have kept this chunk clean, but I needed to block a space in that chunk, so we used fluid tanks to block the space in that chunk, while the center of the entity is in the left chunk. So this is we keep more free biter spaces over here. So the thing is, we tested that if we capture a biter base or a spitter base and let it return to wild, it will always become a biter base. So we either find a nest with exactly 20 bases and make it a pure biter base. I think that's the funniest option. Or we are just careful and we only capture natural biter bases, so we don't change anything in the world. It's gonna be fairly hard to find to find the nest with... oh, these betrayed us, these guys. Maybe we can... Is that 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. We can introduce an element of risk in our build and do 21 biter bases. I kind of feel like grabbing this one though. Maybe it's not possible to extract everything. But these guys, they betrayed us. That was in the video actually. We had a intense battle in this corner against behemoth biters with the handheld flamethrower. Because actually this wall is part of the blocking structure. And it doesn't look like it's part of the blocking structure. It looks like it ends here. But it doesn't. It is a nice memorial site as well though. That will probably get destroyed. I will have to redo the walls and minimize it so I can get my stuff out. Maybe I should look more close by home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, but a lot of splitter spawners in there. Why didn't we automate infinity chest yet? Yeah. — 16 nests over there. I have one which has a marker of 20 nests. This is 19. That would be a nice location. It's not enough though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. I think we're gonna go with the traitors over here. It's a meaningful nest. In case I don't, we can come back to the save, but let's go there. Question, what do I need to pull that off? I'm gonna need something else than what I have on me right now. So we're first gonna run over. Let's make a marker. It's 1 kilometer of running. It's gonna be a fast key. A fast key. Well, I think our equipment is considered cheating in a regular race. Alright, so I am allowed to build in the chunks with the walls. Nothing could possibly go wrong here, so I'm just gonna leave a bunch of stuff in here. Sorry about this, I need to keep some stuff on me as well. Okay, all of this stuff can go. Alright, that's probably enough stuff. I need to go grab some more laser turrets. I need to set this nest free and then just rebuild it again with minimum walls on there. And I'm not sure my 50 laser turrets are going to be enough to hold off the onslaught there. Yeah, we are now nostalgic for biter bases. Can't you tell we are nostalgic as heck for biter bases? We got lights blocking the spawns here. Oh, that is anticlimactic. Alright, now we get some spawns. But yeah, they're all indoors. They just want to come out. I thought I was going to instantly die to a behemoth or something. But it's not that fast. Nope, you're not gonna kill me. They're still in there. You just need to check sometimes. Are they still in there? Alright, we got the military science chest. Let's check over here. 2.4k concrete has been made. I'm gonna use my good bots. We have plenty now these days. Repair packs, we should be good on those. We don't need to switch anything in terms of armor. Walls, we are gonna pick those up. What am I even coming here for? We're coming here for the turrets and more of those, I suppose. Let's grab a stack and a couple. Alright, that should be enough. Let's go back. Finally some real enemy action where we're gonna be fighting. Not like on Gleba where we just did the hit and run strategy with the artillery. The only stompers and strafers we killed were collateral damage. Alright. It would also be fun to just make this into a complete biter base. Most of them are biters already. Alright, so this time it's gonna be a little weird. We already know how it should look. I can freely build. This is the wall area. We have the stuff set on there. We already know the exact outline of the base, so we can build right here, for instance, and we should be okay. So let's do it. Don't think we need to be too careful here. This probably cannot go wrong, right? I'm just gonna surround the nest like this. I'm gonna get rid of those trees here as well. Although maybe not. These trees are not in the way probably. That should be okay. So now we just issue a deconstruction planner for all walls and pipes and everything should get grabbed. I don't want to get rid of that solar panel which is destroyed in my panic. I suppose this is fine. I probably have one. Walls, walls, no balls. And pipes, pipes, no gripes or something, I suppose. Eye control, how many watts? I'm pretty slow now, so that is a little dangerous. Let's first grab the back something. I want all the bots to fly out. 192. Okay, so I can select 192 entities in total. So to start from the back. Alright, then I run away. Stand over here. While the bots slowly pick apart everything. Managed to read the Shattered Planet under the where to establish my upcoming base. Not on the Shattered Planet, that's for sure, unfortunately. Any planet is fine, really, as far as I'm aware, except for FULGORA. FULGORA is kinda not really suited for setting up your home base very well. Alright, so this is the cliff is going to get in the way. I don't have cliff explosives yet. I guess we'll just start placing back walls. So far we are alright. Okay, we don't have the range, but so the purpose of this was to minimize the amount of walls that are placed, because we need to grab the X out of there with inserters if we can. I guess now we are finding out if this base is even suitable for this. It might very well not be. We need to take inserters from at least 20 X. Sorry, we need to take X from at least 20 bases from the 21 that are available. And somehow snake that out. All right. Looks like the calm has returned. I should leave the laser turrets up, but they are kinda distracting. Alright, something like that. I have somewhere to run to if stuff goes wrong. That's the idea. Now we need to figure out if that is gonna be annoying. Can we extract X from all of the bases? Or at least 20 out of the 21? Oh god. Let's switch on the grid for that. I think we're gonna have a hard time doing that. Alright, you know what? Inserters block spawns. Belts do not, but inserters do. We can also put provider chests there and let the bots take all the X. Alright, thanks for the notification. I don't always think of things, so let me read the chat a little bit more as well. Tree farms? No, we have the biter farms. The biter zoos for pollution control. Like over here, you can see it flickering. The lasers don't want to shoot when we're looking. I think we should perhaps have a bot network to pick the eggs out of there. That's gonna make things a lot easier. Can we extract 20 bases worth of eggs? And the answer is, let's make it light. Nah, let's stay in here. We can do it here. We don't need to go in editor mode. We don't need a good pattern. We just need a single inserter and perhaps a provider chest or something. Instead of belting it out. It would be nice to belt it out, but it's a one-time thing. Okay, let's just check. This is beltable. This one is beltable. This is beltable. This is beltable. This and this one is beltable. Yes. 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 Yeah, we can do this one as well. Yes, 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 yes. The ones on the edges are no problem. Yes. 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 This one might be difficult. We have this belt free, so it should be possible. I think we can make a belt contraption to get out all the stuff. I'm not 100% sure. Should we try it, or should I just do... Should I just do a bot network? Let's you can decide in chat. Let's go simple bots and quick and move on, or are we gonna invest time in a belt monstrosity? Belt. That still counts as only one vote. Hand feeding. I'm gonna hand feed Bioflux here. It's a one-time thing. Belts. Oh god. I hate you guys. At least there's one sensible person in there. Thanks, Kimmies and Tom. Right. Alright. I know some people want to trains. I know some people want to save me, but looks like the majority wants belts, so we're gonna do belts. Let's grab the red belts then. We'll keep a stack of those on us. Let's do 2 so I can at least find them. Or not. We have leftover walls. We don't need to put any more walls. So what do we need? We need inserters. I guess we can use regular inserters, since it takes quite a while to produce the 5 eggs. So let's grab a stack of those, a bunch of belts. We're gonna need a ton of undergrounds, probably more than we have. Don't think we're gonna need any splitter magic. We do need power lines though, to power the inserters. Or we could possibly use burner inserters. And just give them a stack of wood each. Then we don't need power. Yeah, let's do that. Those are the very first burner inserters of the playthrough. You know, you can survive a long time without burner inserters, but after 463 hours, you know, at some point the time comes where you have to make some, or you'll get stuck. You voted for belts, so now we're gonna make it cursed. I have a problem. I need to delete walls to put inserters in. I'm gonna do that as little as I can. Let's start in the center, because those are the hardest. Alright. How many swings can these guys do? Will it be enough if I put a stack of wood in there? I think it was 3000 eggs of production. Let me just count that real quick. It is actually calculatable, believe it or not. A rotation speed of 281 degrees a second. We need to make a full rotation for every biter egg. And we have a consumption of 144 kilowatts. This is the most stupid calculation ever. So we're gonna multiply it by 360 degrees, divided by the actual rotation speed of 281, which means one swing takes about 185 kilowatts. So we'll take that. We multiply it by 3000, and we divide it by 1000 to make it into megawatts, or megajoules. Wait, that is 555 megajoules of power, which means that's not going to work on a stack of wood. That was like 4 megajoules per piece or something. There is wood even. 2 megajoules each, so that's not going to work. Coal, 4 megajoules. Solid fuel, 12 megajoules times a stack size of 50. I guess we're going to just use rocket fuel. That'll do the trick. There is no way I'm miscalculating something here. There's no way 3000 swings is gonna cost more than a stack of wood. Okay, that is free energy. Wait a second. Comes with some free energy. That doesn't count. So 1 wood. Five, 6, 7. Okay, it appears to be correct though. Then looks like we're gonna get about 30 items per swing. No, it's not correct then. Let's see if I'm calculating it wrong. In chat, somebody is saying something. I get exactly 30 iron transferred. We need to transfer 3000 biter eggs. With the free energy you get upon placement, that should be exactly possible. Let's add one more layer of risk on top of the already risky ordeal then. We're gonna need 2100 wood for the 21 burner inserters, and we're gonna risk the biters hatching. I think if the biters hatch, they are not gonna look for the spawn places, they're just gonna spawn around the area. Alright. I don't know why my math is off then. Okay, this can go on here. We have no way to put stuff out from this biter base. Can you put eggs between biter bases? I cannot really test that without going in editor mode. I'm gonna assume that's not possible. It's also gonna mess up my... When the inserters run out of fuel, they will just start burning eggs. Right. Okay, so we're not gonna explode. That is nice, at least. I guess the biter... we are... Oh no, wait. They're gonna put like 5 biter eggs in themselves the moment the last wood runs out. And then it will not get used. And the biters will explode out of the burner inserters. So that is a problem. Okay, maybe we'll just do solid fuel in there. Let's not go absolutely crazy. Can I just quickly... Okay, that was not quickly, but it looks like we got away with it. Now we get to find out if inserters actually block stuff. If I die after 5 seconds, inserters don't block stuff. Oh, this is gonna get harder than I thought. We do have blue belts though, so we can span out of here like this. These cannot output there. That outputs onto a wall. I want red belts in here as much as possible, because the biter bases are red as well. And we're gonna use those a bunch, I suppose. Okay, we need some order. We'll do first the splitter bases, because it's gonna get very difficult to see what's going on real quick. Here we'll diagonal belt it out of there. Gotta be so careful with my deconstruction button here. There's also no way I'm going to properly separate it out again, so I guess we'll just join all the eggs on one belt and then just split them out over all the nests. Here we have a little bit of an issue. It's hard to see if I'm actually touching them. Okay, this is this corner done. That guy, that guy, that guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, not yet this guy. Not even sure how many eggs we're gonna be having per second out of this. I think the captive biter spawners do half egg per second or something. So production building. Crafting speed 1. Accepts bioflux. Biter egg. 5 biter eggs. It's crafting time somewhere. 10 seconds crafting time. Okay, half a biter egg a second. So we're gonna get 11 or 10.5 biter egg. So everything fits on a yellow belt, really. So that means everything fits on half a red belt. So we don't need to worry about stuff backing up at all. All right. We mostly have a circle going on, so let's just see if we can circle out all the way back. There is no penalty for biter egg quality or like freshness. I'm pretty sure. That fits nice. So we can do this and this. We got one more base here. I think it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. I thought it would be way worse, to be honest. That one is done, that one is done. This one. Can I not count? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I must have placed multiple burner inserters on a single nest. Oh god. Yeah, already over here, for instance. So let's grab that one. There is 1 or 2 bases left. This output's on the right side of the belt, so we can do this. Reading chat. Top biter spawner has 2 inserters. Is there one more? Should be one more. Or did I place one inserter somewhere else? How did I get the mouse over? Ah, like this, alright. We'll check them one by one, I suppose. Let's start with the spitter spawners. 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, there's 2 here as well. Okay, we found it already. That's good. This is blocking a wall. I'm gonna forget that. That is going to be painful. Can I somehow... There's only one bell there. This is definitely too long. I don't think I can put eggs out of here. So maybe this biter base is not gonna get captured then. Then we have 20. We have the original 20. It's going to be a fun surprise for future Mike, I suppose, when I deconstruct that and a behemoth biter bites my walls off. This guy needs to output still. So we need one more blue belt. Or we just put it here. That's fine as well. Alright, prepared the biter base. So, we'll do the thing where We have an equal amount of X coming on both sides if everything flows. Not a true belt balancer, but it's good enough. Yeah, we are a bit ahead of the playthrough. That is true. Alright, I guess I'll actually make a... Can I grab everything? I cannot. I can put the turrets in the trash slots though. And some of the belts. I already have to remember that this wall is part of the blocking. We'll put that there. That can blink at us until the end of time, I don't care. Alright, so that is the extraction process done. So here we go. Leave no trace. Grab all the turrets. And hope for the best. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, so according to the law of expansion circles, we don't have any good ones close by. These are not valid anyway. It looks like we can build this entire area without disturbing the force. We might disturb this circle if we build in this chunk. So let's try to keep in this area over here. Alright. Switch off the roboport. We have that thing. Oh, we can do this perhaps. Let's first copy this section. That's fairly large already. That is just for making the modules. Alright, let's pretend that goes here. We have this thing where we take 4 of the 5 eggs for recycling. So I guess we gotta make some sort of splitter that sends 80% of the eggs through quality recycling, not all of them. So why am I doing this anyway? I'm gonna do it the same because I will have the wrong amounts of supplies for modules and biolabs if I make changes to this now, so be it. We need to send then we need to split it over 4 lanes, 4 biolab assemblers. That was how we set it up here, so we're gonna copy that. We might not need it, but who knows, we might need it. Let's copy this as a separate section. And I guess something was wrong here. So the balance might already be shifting. I had an extra inserter on these bottom ones, which should not be there. Probably won't affect things too much. Yeah, I should not flip this because it sideloads stuff. Alright, so these are the 3 elements we need. I can leave that on the water. Okay, so first I need 20 recyclers, I suppose. We need a new design for that. Now is the question, can I figure out a 1-to-5 splitter myself? I guess I can. One belt comes in. 1-to-X is always pretty easy because you can always just feed outputs back into itself. So the easiest way would probably be just doing this and feed 3 outputs back into the input. So that would work. As rudimentary as this. And then we have 5 outputs. We could also make a 1-to-3 splitter. No, we cannot. Yeah, here it goes wrong. No, that's 3 outputs, but then we need 2 more. So no, you know what? This will do just fine. Okay, let's see what the official design is. That looks very neat, but I don't understand any of that. Okay, let's test it out. Two stacks of walls. I guess we should end up with 20 walls on each side. We're gonna have some... No, we're not gonna have stuff stuck. I'm not gonna have stuff stuck. Mine is pure flow. This could have been pure flow as well, I suppose, if it was blocked with... What did I do? Oh, that's bad. I messed with it. Also, these stacks don't look nice, but I think that does look like the same. We need to do it properly. So let's also say that I keep the stuff laying on the same side of the belt. So we just do this. Let's do the block of the output. And we'll do it once more. Should work, right? It does seem to work. I cannot stop clicking the deconstruct button, and I'm standing right next to that biter base. So I should probably keep my mouse in some different position or something. Alright, show me perfection on both sides. And mine is a little bit slower. I gotta say that. But we do get the same result. Yeah, this is a thing about freshness though, so maybe I do want to use that one. It also looks cooler. But you can just make something yourself like this. Can we fit it? We can fit it in here, can we not? Yeah, we can. Can we fit it around the wall? We can fit it around the wall. That makes it even better. Gotta be careful not to construct any of that stuff just yet. Okay. The basics have been laid. Thanks, I don't know if I can say that out loud, but thanks for the Prime subscription. That's a nice line to put into somebody out of context video. Alright. So now I have 5 lines. Am I done? Yes. Yes. This is 4 lines, is it not? It is 4 lines. It's 5 recyclers per line, but it is only 4 lines. Fine then. We'll make it 5 lines. That should be fine. Just have 1 extra Biolab assembler. And divide the stuff over 5 chests instead of 4. Should be okay too. The wrap it around the wall thing is too funny. Or we could like... I see now how it works. Okay, I think I see how it works. Yeah, okay, I understand it now. Half goes in here, which is a 1-to-4 splitter. The other half goes in this part, and then just 1/4 of that is going on this belt, and the other 3/4 is going back into the input where it can again flow to both sides. Okay, I understand how it works now. You just make it a 1-to-4 splitter by doing this. No, that's... Ah, the 5 lines was to recycle 80%. You are a genius, I already forgot about that. Look, there's method to the madness. Alright. So, now 4 of these belts, yeah, that's correct. 4 of these belts go to the 4 stacks of labs, and the other belt just goes straight into... also the labs, but... okay, this design is way more stupid than it needs to be. Alright, so what was the idea again? Let's take... I guess we're not looking. We are looking. Let's pause it. No, I agree, that's horrible. 4/5 of the X goes to here, and 1/5 of the X also goes to there, but doesn't get recycled. So we are... yeah, we do need to do it like this. These will end in recyclers. Let's put one down. That is going to end up getting recycled. And the regular ones will go to the 4 stacks, and the good ones go to productivity modules. And then we just need to split this in 4 again, merge it with these 4 belts individually, and that can flow to the Biolab assemblers. That is how that setup was supposed to work. It's a lot harder if you have to do it like this instead of just placing the biter bases yourself. So, alright. We need to redesign the recycler stuff. Were those uncommon recyclers? I think the ones at the end were. Which is a little bit worrisome. Because now we have it different. Technically, we can join all this into one belt again. Yeah, technically we can join all of that into one belt again. Alright, we'll need to do this. 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll do it like this. It will look nicer. Starting straight after the walls. Alright. We get less than a belt of X out of there. How do I need so many recyclers to do this? I guess we have a long recycling time. How do I need this many? I have no idea. That should do it though. Alright, so most of those eggs are just gonna turn into nothing. Some of them are gonna turn back into what they already were. But some of them are going to be a quality biter egg, and those have to go into this build down here. Where the common quality eggs come in here and the rare ones over there. I guess we want to split it out. Right, 2 walls again. So it's not... I think we can survive until we have the next laser damage upgrade. We might need to send up a stack of walls. As long as the asteroid collectors don't get nagged, we should be fine. I'm pretty sure I want to keep this set up here. Let's delete this. We'll delete this. All right. White rack with quality 1, white rack with quality 2, white rack with quality 3. I guess we can put all 3 of them on there just to make it clear what goes where. Alright, and basically this just does not get recycled, which means we meet up over here. Alright, and then this goes to the Biolabs construction thing, which we just stored up somewhere, like here. That can probably be a bit more compact. Now we don't have to take into account the spacing. Of the nests. Alright. I want to deconstruct these trees. They are in the way. That could be Biolab production. That's the first build what we have right here. Build. And we'll build the rest as well. Can you first build this part over here? Please, bots? Nice. Sizable build, but no longer a problem. Okay. And now we can grab this thing. We'll switch the roboport off again. Alright, so we stop if we have 32 Biolabs, we put the eggs on the belt after we have 32 Biolabs. And then those eggs need to get infinitely recycled again. So we actually need to feed this belt back into here as well, I think. I'm not sure this is gonna work out the way I want it to. Let's give ourselves some space and we can always move it once the design is finished. So now we gotta make 4 equal parts. So one like this. That goes out. This should grab all the eggs easily. And then once more, I suppose. Right, those are supposed to go back, right? So those just go back into the recyclers. And just keep looping around until they're gone or until their quality is increased. So indeed, what we now need to do is feed this back into the recyclers. do have repair pack. I guess we keep the gun. That's safer than the flamethrower. Alright, that looks okay. Let's move it up to as close as possible. Maybe a one tile gap. Let's do that. Is hier rechts? Right, we're out of recyclers. I think because one of these was supposed to be uncommon at the end of each line. That is because when the biter eggs start coming back, we need to recycle more. This looks way too fast somehow, but I guess it's okay. Let's not deconstruct that wall again. We can put it in here. We can also just do this. Should be fine. I really want to test if this works now. We're not gonna have a break screen. It's not even time yet for a break. Let's see what time is now. Uh, 5 o'clock. Yeah, half an hour still. I'm not gonna have a break screen this time because I have a 2.5 hour break. So I guess we're just gonna test it. We're gonna test it how it runs here. That's the culmination of this stream. Stream's work. Okay, that should leave no egg unspoiled. Or spoiled. These are one tile too far, we can upgrade them. So they connect. Here we are gonna feed out the stuff we have prepared earlier in the episode. Gonna bring that over. Quality on the biolabs. The eggs are going to be fed. The labs are going to be recycled. And we're going to stop when we have 32. So that's all correct. Sure. This has no power lines at all yet. Got a couple rare ones. Can I use that to power absolutely everything? Almost. Okay, that is most of it. Sure. Then we got the rare one. with the reader on it. Which powers that? And then one more, which powers all of those. Now we just connect it. I guess here we're just gonna have some chests. I'm not exactly sure what goes in where yet, but we can... I guess we should figure that out as well. Aha, okay, we need even better power poles. And we might need even bigger back pressure. Right, we'll use these. And everything is powered, so we are ready to test it, I think. We do need the infinity chest in that case to feed the supplies to Biolabs, but everything is built. 50k refined concrete. We need 10k. That is going to be 2 chests of refined concrete. The rest is less. Two chests of refined concrete. Maybe 3 chests of refined concrete. We can divide it over 3 chests and then do labs, bot rockets and uranium in their own chests. But this is enough space to house everything. I don't know what looks right. Alright, we're gonna test it. That is the entire contraption built. Biter egg contraption built. Let's test it. How are we putting bioflugs in there? By hand. Alright. Let's try this out. There's no way this is gonna work the first try. So I'm gonna come here. Now we can actually put infinity chests there. Which have all the components. We also have infinity chests for here. I will have to manually transfer that, I suppose. I'm also going to be arriving with 21 capture bot rockets. And 2100 bioflux, which is not going to be entirely fresh, but so be it. There's not really a good way to simulate that. Let's do 1 tick. We also actually need 2100 wood. Let's try it out with wood and see how it goes. Let's grab a bit more. think we can fill more than a stack of wood in each burner inserter just to be on the safe side. Alright, these are all the ingredients which are going to be fed into the Biolab assemblers. We need to research Biolab first of all to unlock the recipe, and I suppose also Mark III productivity module is researched at this time. Alright. I think I said how to distribute it. 1500 red blue, 1200 prot 2, and 10 and 8k. That's not the amounts I brought. It is the amounts I brought. Alright. So this stuff goes in here. And these are going to be bi-directs if they back up. Far side of the belt, near side of the belt, and the modules. Okay, I think that's the test properly set up. So let's save that here and do a simulation. I'm here, but for this simulation we'll have the luxury of it always being day, so we can actually see what's going on. Okay, the Biolabs are getting stuff inserted. I'm gonna arrive here with at least this stuff in my inventory. There's the capture bot rockets, the bioflux, and the wood. So I guess the first thing, I can do that already. I can only put 100 wood in each burner inserter, alright. So I want to have exactly 2100 wood. Oh, this is going to be annoying. 1, 2. My bioflux is already spoiling. 3, 4. I guess that's good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try to follow the loop. 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be fun. I definitely need to do that ahead of time. There's one over here, right? Okay, this one. I knew I had those. Oh no, fast inserter has been researched. Run is dead. Alright, we can figure it out. It's not important. Now I can capture the bots. Or the bases. That should be perfectly safe, right? Okay, then we have to wait. I spent all my capture bot rocks. I guess we'll see the inserter blinking. Bottom left one. We'll see it blinking when Alright, and it's time to put the bioflux. Okay, they are helpfully blinking at me, so that's nice. And pretty soon, first Biterex should go on the belt. Oh, I did something wrong. Okay, that's not gonna go well at the end. Product's finished. Two. Whatever. I think I gave one spawner more than 100 in total. And a different one less than 100 in total. Okay. Just research something. Oh wait, one of the inserters is... they're just gonna feed themselves with Biterex. Okay, somebody said bottom left one. Ah, this one. So there is a problem. It's gonna feed itself with a Biterex. And that Biterex can spoil. At least it puts only one in there. Let's switch it out for wood. Okay, so it didn't go entirely to plan. I cannot put anything there. Right, we already created the first Biolab, but here comes all the Biterex. 5-to-1 splitter. Eggs get recycled. We do get some quality eggs out of there. Which means... actually, we should get so many eggs out of there that these things will be running all of the time. And we are starting to be rich. Heck yeah. Alright. How is the Biolabs doing? We haven't created a rare Biolab yet. But they do get recycled. Okay. Something is gonna explode, I'm pretty sure. And because it is... we're gonna speed up stuff by a lot. I'm just gonna put this down so I don't immediately die. I guess we're gonna speed it up. We don't really need to look at that. We really wanna look at... I'm gonna die anyway if I stand here. Alright, I'm just gonna speed it up. Wait, we cannot speed it up by that much because it's the actual save file. Let's keep it going. Right, 1 second. Alright. We can just quickly delete all the space platforms and all the planets. That should do wonders. Oh yeah, that took a while. And Gleba, everything is gone. Alright, and now we should be able to speed up. We are not able to speed up. I think there's a 5-minute grace period where you can undo deletion of platforms. So it should speed up after roughly 1 minute. Why am I over here? I need to be... over here. Fine. At first glance, it seems to work alright. It is a main game. We built everything fairly. We just doing a quick test right now. We're not gonna have closure, I think, about the wood versus bioflux situation. We have produced 3 biolabs, but they apparently all are in this chest. There's one as well. Okay, something went wrong. I think some wires got disconnected or something. Reading 3. 2. Okay, yeah, okay. They are not connected anymore somehow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're reading 9. It is gonna work. We created 9 rare biolabs already. I think it's gonna work. Okay, platforms have... Is the rest of the base still causing all the trouble or what? This is not doing that much, especially not with... all signs no longer coming in. I don't know why the game is not running faster than this. Yeah, this is just a one-time thing. Tests have shown we get the 32 biolabs we need, and we get anywhere between 800 and over 1000 Mark III productivity modules of rare quality, which is probably all I need to finish the game. We have a biolab build prepared. Stop that blinking at our face. We have the biolab network prepared here. There are the 32 rare biolabs that we need. It can handle all the science pack, it can handle the spoilage. And it can do a lot of science. And for the rest, the builds on Vulcanus and Biolab are just going to keep being the way they are. Only like 400 to 500 Mark III productivity modules on FULGORA. I suppose we'll need some on Aquilo, maybe some on a spaceship. I think though, we're gonna get to the end of the game with the stash we are creating. Just from running this once. And it is fairly easy to run this one more time. We just need to... I mean, biters are not spawning. We just need to come back, put capture bot rockets, put more bioflux, bypass the lab stuff completely and make modules. So we should be alright. Doing that. Products finished. 147, 148, 149, 149. 94. Gonna get rich, man. Okay, I don't see how this will go wrong. I don't want to run the entire test because it's gonna take too long. Only water through. The rest should work as designed. The eggs are coming in. I do want to test what happens when we have the appropriate amount of labs. So let's switch it to 60. Which means, okay, it stops as soon as we have 60. So then I need to set a different recipe from map view. If we set something, then at least we can see what's inside. That'll put the X back on the belt. Okay, this also reads. That basically stops the X from flowing. Yes, we're gonna be a little bit busy at the recycling station now because that took a while. Okay, at least we are prioritizing the live production here, so that's nice to see. Necessarily know if that's good, but it's something. Right now we see the reason for the uncommon recyclers at the end. This can build up a bit. It does appear to be fast enough. Right? Got 20. We got 21 of those things now, not 20. So we are a little bit producing more more biter X than. I think I should not be doing this. I should keep everything on one side of the belt. And that being the left side of the belt. Sorry, looks like the right side. The other side. Oh yeah, I want this to be on one side only. So we don't get that stuff on the far side of the belt. Because that's potentially dangerous. The inserters like taking from the near side and the eggs on the far side are slowly spoiling. Unless we can get rid of everything. Alright, 21 eggs is too much, like. We have a queue that is not good. It is not the recyclers, it is the belt. It is the belt. For now, let's do this. For all the eggs spoil. Okay, now we get the queues at the end again. Hopefully this backlog will disappear. So maybe this also the recyclers, not only the belt. It was really fine-tuned around 20 biter bases, but now it's 21. So perhaps we will get rid of this biter base then. Just keep one real biter spawner amidst all the captured ones. Will the biter zoos keep up with Biolab pollution? Probably not. I'm pretty sure they won't keep up with Biolab pollution. But we don't need all the pollution to be absorbed by the biter labs. They are already not keeping up because we are going far beyond here. But we can pollute a whole lot bigger area again if we need to. Holy macaroni, look at that. Oh, that is the Biolab simulation, I suppose. We're researching stuff. Oh yeah, that's definitely not going to keep up then. It doesn't seem that the queues are getting shorter here. I'm gonna just upgrade the last one to a rare one. Instead of uncommon, and that should probably catch the discrepancy. The inserter is also ignoring the last 2x or 3x on the line. It always takes this one, as you can see, so that is also annoying. It doesn't even help if you put spoiled first. It doesn't look for which one is the most spoiled on the belt, it just grabs one. It only works for chests, this kind of thing. So let's hope that shrinks the lines. Okay, we seem to be at an equilibrium. I gotta get those last eggs out of there. Come on. I think it's pretty far spoiled, I'm pretty sure. Alright. The spoiled eggs are gone. Off the end of the belt. I think we're just gonna go uncommon across the board. Although I do like that all of them are active. Let's see if this keeps up. Still not speed the game up more than this. Yeah, these just will return to regular biter bases, which means they will be ignored. Even if they are something else entirely, they will be ignored, because we are only shooting what is in the list, not executing biter bases specifically. Right, if we upgrade the last one to rare, it does seem we keep up, even with the 21. 240 and 300. What's that? 540 already. Of course, the Biolabs thing. Alright, so let's make the remaining Biolabs. We should be able to finish the 32 still. Looks like we are going to the end here. I'm gonna go through that as fast as possible and see the results. How is it looking? 38 wood in here, 38 bioflux in there. Oh man. We're gonna get the last wood is gonna get consumed. And Server's gonna put a biterec in here, which is not gonna get consumed, and then that will spoil. I cannot even set it to filter for for biterecs or wood only, because it needs to grab the biterecs. Thanks, Infected Asylum. For the Prime subscription. There could theoretically, if the stars align, an egg could be stuck on this belt for quite a long time. In practice, I think that's not gonna happen. Right, 18 counting. We can research anything we want right now. How's the Biolabs doing? The lab size was pretty spoiled. Not anymore. Okay, there we go. That's not actual speed. I had the game sped up. This is going to be the actual speed, which we're going to be researching it. Let's go back to hyperspeed. These are like blue on the map. You might get attacked by biters before the test is over. Okay, I'm gonna switch this off. This getting a bit too dangerous. Still need to survive a bit. You can see these 4 assemblers are working most of the time. So we actually need to make sure we are fast enough with inserting things. Oh, I didn't think of that. 6 inserters does seem to do the job. If this is working all the time, we need to fork in, okay, 4 refined concrete per second. So with 3 chests, we should be able to do that. Even with 2 chests, we should be able to do that. The rest is small amounts of stuff. So that part of the setup is fine. I do like that the recyclers are working. At least most of them. And the last one kicks in once the biolabs are done. 25 out of 32. The fun thing is these will all turn into biter bases after we're done. So we're gonna have a nest with. If you like biters but don't like spitters, there's a way to to change their gender, I suppose. But only one way, so only from spitter to biter, but never the other way around. Quality burners use less power. Why do you know what quality burner inserters do? That's what I want to know. they use more power. I guess it's equivalent to the rotation speed increase. $144 times 2.5, is that 360? Yeah, right, that's 360. So the energy per swing will still be the same. So we might get some rounding stuff. Which changes that. We need to get that bioflux here pretty fresh, man. Hours is 120 minutes, 25 minutes remaining. So it has to be, by the time we get it in these nests, ideally there's like at the max 15 minutes of freshness off of these 2-hour bioflux spoil timers, or else the bioflux is gonna spoil in the biter spawners, which is alright. We just stopped producing biter eggs. It's fine if these revert to biter bases. Would actually be beneficial even, because we're gonna lose the raise, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna empty out at the same time. Almost at the end of it. Oh no, what's going on? Why you no worky? Ooh. Because I'm messing with the details. Because I'm touching stuff. Just don't touch stuff and it will work. We are not backing up on X anyway. So hopefully we can get rid of all of that. Okay, here's the problem now. Yeah, that's the problem. The last, they go at the same speed, but the last bioflux is being eaten, the last wood is being eaten, but the burner inserter already pre-fills itself with a biter egg, which is then gonna spoil 30 minutes later. And that could be a problem, because those biters, they will join this nest, and then they might break some walls and set free biters, or they might form an expansion group to settle in my base and chain event from there. So we're not really as scared of biter attacks immediately. Actually no, this is all the biters that spawn here are gonna get summoned into an attack group because of the pollution around this area now. So they're not gonna, it's unlikely that they'll settle somewhere before the time is over. Alright, so these will revert to if this backs up, that's dangerous apparently. So guys had input priority on that side. Alright. I messed with the details. So all of this is not really representative enough then of a real test. I'll just quickly see how long it takes before this circular carousel is empty. Some of these eggs have already made a couple rotations. wait, these are still getting a lot of eggs. Ooh, hey, that's actually not great. It's not just this carousel. Every egg that comes out here is going to make another rotation all the way around. So maybe I want to... we can also fix that by doing this. Ooh, there goes all the biter bases. But nothing happens. Just break free, but they are still blocked. That's fine. This is not fine though. But we'll see how that goes. Looks like this part is done. This part is mostly done. We have 32 biolabs out of this experiment. So let's watch the carousel of death with the very final biter eggs. None of them should be coming back on this belt anymore, except the recycled results. Biter eggs always recycle. Do they retain the quality? Yeah, oh, I thought they would refresh their quality, but no. They keep the quality of the stuff going in. I didn't know that. Since the Gleben eggs, they refresh when you make more eggs out of one egg. All right. So that, with a bit of bad luck, that egg might get recycled into itself many times. I think there's only one more egg left on the belt. You scared me. You can set a filter in the fuel slot. Aha! I didn't know that. Well, that solves the issue. This entire thing is done. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the eggs out of the... Forgot to put the eggs out of the biolabs, but that's 32 biolabs. Let's see what the bounty is over here. Oh yeah, that's a lot. We do have the 100 extra bioflux, so we have 5% more eggs. We're still going to use the same amount of eggs to make the biolabs on average, so we have a significant amount more available to make productivity modules. So that's good. I guess now we just wait until this explodes. Yes. Let's see what these guys do. So ideally I would have let those guys out. That's gonna take a while to spawn still. One minute. Some of those might come earlier. Right, my prediction is they're gonna try to get to the base. Right. They're gonna try to join the base. They won't be able to, so they'll attack a wall. Or they're immediately summoned into... Alright, looks like they're immediately summoned into a attack group. Yeah, they are not attached to the nest. They are like gathering for the attack. They did join the nest, but before they could actually go there, the nest already sent them out to attack. You can see it because the nests are absorbing pollution. Oh wait, that might have been a result of snapping back into biter bases. Now it's 21 biter bases though, no more spitters. These eggs have all spoiled. They haven't spoiled it to 6 biters though, per egg that was left over. Right, those will spoil as well. Guess those will try to join the attack. We'll wait for that as well. But I would say, despite me fiddling with settings mid-test and causing lots of problems by doing that, it's a promising result. I think we can get away with hand feeding in the bioflux, letting it rip and come back to collect the booty. There we go. Yeah, this was what I thought what would happen. Except now it happens because the biters want to join the attack group. There's a problem because they break the walls, which causes natural biter spawns as well, and from there it'll all cascade out of control real quick. Get a new attack group, get an expansion group perhaps at some point. So we definitely need to take care that that doesn't happen. Without placing defensive turrets. Okay, they have decided they destroyed enough stuff. Yeah, the broken solar panel, I'm gonna make an effort to keep that there. Right, I think that concludes the first part of the stream. I'm gonna take a break, 2.5, 3 hours. So I'm not gonna keep the stream on. I'll be back in the evening. And then we are going to be preparing to go to FULGORA, I suppose. So now we prepare the Glabin stuff, the Biolabs, and the bot rockets we need for that. Plus the Mark III productivity modules. Let's go back to the actual save. We built it, but of course we cannot switch it on because the technologies are not researched yet. But at least the thing is built. You got what you wanted. You got the stupid belt contraption with burner inserters. I should set the filter to wood and we should be fine. Set filter to wood. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm out of time. Right, so we did all of this. We have also got all of the stuff prepared to make these things. Let's see how progress is coming along on those. 12k concrete out of the 50k we need. We're not even halfway or like a third through the first of the attacks yet, so that's gonna go well. The rest we've got already, except for the labs. Lab machine still working. 2000 labs we'll need or so to have enough chances of rolling the rare Biolab, so that's what we're making. And the rest of the stuff is here. Let's check how much iron and gears in the system right now. Okay, we already got 60k iron instead of 600 plates. That's good. Gears have stopped adding stuff completely. Copper is going up, but we have a single inserter for that, so it makes sense. So that takes a while to get a couple 10Ks in there. And green chips we are grabbing loads. Right. That's gonna be it for the first part. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll be back in 2.5 or 3 hours or so. Egg overflow from the production should go directly into the recyclers. Yeah, that's maybe a... Let's make the 2 adaptations which we learned we needed to do. It's the wrong one. Okay, I gotta go though. Gotta go. I want to keep it red. So we'll just add a second one. I also wanted to keep all the biter eggs on the top side. So what we really want to do is just this. I'm standing in a dangerous area and I'm just right-clicking like a maniac. Right, and then the 5th loop is just gonna go all the way to here. We do want to send it past the Biolabs though, that is why it was there. So I guess we'll just manually set this output priority right after the Biolabs are done. The point is these are going to the Biolabs. If we just send it back in here again, it's not gonna pass the recyclers to get to the Biolab area. So we're gonna keep that. I think that is alright. No, wait. Rare ones at the end because we got 21. Alright, now we're done. And no, we won't do that. Right, I gotta run. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in 3 hours and hopefully see you then. If not, I'll see you, of course, next time.